No matter how noisy the world gets,
No matter how loud the world gets,
our goal is simple: influence
empower,
and activate.
you can always
be louder. Welcome to the very first episode of the Louder Podcast. As you can see, ako lang mag-isa ngayon, no? But ideally, the Louder Podcast, we will be having guests and different thought leaders. We're going to be inviting them over coffee. And the goal is for us to just let people unleash their stories of success. Not just success, but also stories of failure. No? Yan yung mga pag-uusapan natin. But today, the main goal is for us to be able to share to you. Gusto kong ma-share sa'yo, you as the listener right now. I want to share to you the concept of Louder. Like, why is it called the Louder Podcast? And maybe if you're listening to me and you are a follower, maybe you've been a follower for quite some time now. Maybe you are a student of VoiceBox. You have been to different workshops, different events and trainings of VoiceBox. Then you probably hear us saying louder, louder, louder. No? So VoiceBox is the name of the company and louder is the tagline that we always use. And you're probably thinking, bakit ba louder? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng louder? Like, is it because maingay ka? Right? Maybe that's it, right? Is it because you just keep on shouting and shouting? Actually, no. Louder, it's more than just energy. No? Louder is more than just you trying to increase the volume of your voice. That's not what we want. When we started the Louder movement, we had a firm belief. The firm belief is that everyone in this world that we live in, lalo na dito sa Pilipinas, we have the capacity to actually be louder than life. And when we say louder than life, we are recognizing na sobrang daming bagay sa mundo, especially in this world that we live in. Sobrang daming bagay na nakaka-distract sa atin. Like, there's a lot of noise. Even right now, as we're shooting this podcast, as we're trying to record this podcast, ang daming ingay. Like, there are external noises. Buti na lang itong microphone is a very good microphone. Shout out to Shure. And natatanggal niya yung mga ibang noise. Hopefully wala kayong noise na narinig, no? But the world is filled with so much noise. And the noise that I'm talking about here is the noise of rejection, the noise of failure, the noise of the feeling of not being good enough, the noise of sadness, loneliness, depression, anxiety. These are all noises. And these are different voices and noises that tend to penetrate our ears, they penetrate our minds, and we somehow think that we are controlled or dictated by these noises. And we wanted to change that with the Louder movement. The Louder movement has a goal. The goal is to simply increase the good voice and decrease the bad voice. There's always a good and bad. In the world that we live in, there's always something good to listen to. And there's always something bad to listen to. Lahat yan. Like, you can choose to listen to the good or you can choose to listen to the bad. It's still up to you. It's still your decision. It's still your choice. But we're here to help you find the good voice. We're here to help you find that there is hope. We're here to let you understand that there is not just hope, but there's actually something that we can look forward to. There is massive potential in this world that we live in. You are not just created to be alive, but you are created to live a life. And I believe that God has given you the right skills, the right talent, the right energy. You are who you are because you have a potential to fill. You are who you are because you have a purpose to fill. And you cannot let any noise around you stop that. You cannot let any noise, kahit na anong ingay pa yan, whether it's the noise of the people inside your home. And actually, minsan, most of the noise would come from inside our homes. Right? Like, from the people that we trust, people that we thought were going to be there, we're going to support. Minsan sila pa yung mga taong hindi nagsusupport sa atin. Sila pa yung nauunang mag-ingay to give us something negative in life. But I wanted to change that. We want you to understand that you have the capability, you have the capacity to actually increase the inner voice inside of you. That's the voice of God telling you that I am more than enough. I am capable. I am loved. I am worthy. And we want you to pass that voice on. We want you, I want you to pass it on. Now, once na mahanap mo yung voice mo, once you realize that, oh, I can be louder. I don't have to play small anymore. I don't have to think small anymore. Na even though my life was like this, pwede pa pala siyang magbago. There's actually hope in the life that I have right now. Once you get to realize that, you're going to see transformation happen around you. You're going to see transformation happen in your life, in your career, in your business, in your love life, in your relationships. We're going to be inviting people here in the Louder podcast. You're going to hear stories, different stories of people from business, from love, from being an influencer, to talking about, like, we're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about death. We're going to talk about fears. We're going to talk about courage. We're going to talk about all those things, anything under the sun. Pag-uusapan natin yan here dito sa Louder Podcast. And gusto kitang makasama sa bawat episode. I want you to just play me whenever you're traveling, whenever you're, I don't know, maybe you're in the car, nakikinig ka, just play this podcast. Or maybe you're somewhere, I don't know, maybe you're just in the office, you're working and you want to have something to listen to. Make me in the background. Like, lagay mo ako sa background mo, because I promise you, greater things are going to happen. There are also times when it's just going to be me. May mga panahon na ako lang mismo yung magsasalita, and we're just gonna have a one-on-one. And there are also times where I'm gonna bring people in. So this Louder podcast, our goal is, it's to influence you. It's to influence your mindset. And out of influence your mindset, we also want to empower your heart. And that's what we call the heart set. And after we empower your heart, the last thing that we do is we activate you. And the way we activate you is by letting you know that you have the right skills, that you have the right capabilities to actually go and live life. This is the Louder Podcast, and I'm excited to see you guys. I'm excited to be with you. I'm excited to share to you. So I hope you're as excited as me. If you like this podcast, if yung intro pa lang is nagustuhan mo na, then don't forget to share this. It would really, really support us. We're asking for your support because this is simply our way of giving back to people. So again, don't be a stranger. If you're listening to me right now, I just want you to know that we already know each other. Somewhere in this world, the universe connected us. We are connected now. And there's no way for you to hide. So I want you to remember me. This is Josh Vasquez, and people call me The Josh. And welcome to the Louder Podcast. I'll see you in the next episode. No matter how noisy the world gets,
No matter how loud the world gets,
our goal is simple: influence
empower,
and activate.
You can always
be loud.